Hi, Scottish Mudlarking here with Nicole and Craig. We've come along to Taypod and you can see the lighthouse right behind me. Now our plan today is that we're going to go that way all the way down to the bridges. Now we've been told that there might be some really nice agates down there and we're just going to have to investigate. Let's see if we can make it down to the bridge.
So anyone that's watched the channel before will know exactly where we are because of that that big lighthouse right in front of us. But what's unusual about this place today is I'll tell you one thing. What's unusual is it's bright, and that is unusual for Scotland. It is very sunny and very bright today. But more unusual than that maybe is the fact that normally this entire area here in front of us is all covered in shingle or these wee stones, and for some reason today a huge amount of this material has been washed away. So the real question is, has that uncovered goodies for us, or has it washed them all the way upriver? Now, there's a wee bit of sea glass in there. Do you know, that's the thing, is that, you know, once you get down here, there's no shortage, and the minute you start clearing, you can see sea glass here, sea glass there, sea glass there, sea glass there.
Even a bit of pirate glass.
Pirate glass up here. That's kind of quite green, that piece.
Yeah.
And by no. There's only so many times you can get away with that thing. Now what's that? Is that glass?
Oh yeah, it's kind of an amber yellowish type glass.
Nicole usually says that's brown. That's quite cool because there's some markings on it. I think those markings aren't by virtue of the sea though. Oh, do you know, I thought that was going to be a wishing stone.
Oh, it's really cute though.
Any of this that you want, you think?
No, I think we'll maybe leave. Well, actually, I'm going to take that yellowish looking piece. So I'm just going to hit it in there.
There's quite a few bits of glass here. Oh, that's a nice wee bit of baby blue. You're going to come and see. I'm going to put them here because we can see them really clearly here. So we're not actually really looking for sea glass today. We're not quite sure what we're looking for. One of the things that we are a little bit determined to find quite a lot of is little agates. Now I'll tell you a wee story about that as we get a little bit closer up to that beautiful lighthouse. Now what do you think of that wee collection? I think that piece has got to be taken. This piece maybe, the other ones I'm not so sure, although that
looks like a bottleneck.
Oh, I thought it was a wee heart. It's a wee heart. You know, seen a heart?
Oh, I do. Yes, I have to take that then. Okay, so we're taking the heart, we're taking this piece, and then we'll take this piece here.
And we'll leave that lot.
Yeah, as a wee gift.
Okay, let's get on up the beach a bit. Look, I think if we were to just stop more or less anywhere around here, we're going to find quite a lot of glass. But one of the things that we don't find often is dead crabs. Aww. Now that dead crab is hiding a bit of sea glass, and I think I'm going to leave that because otherwise my hands are going to smell like scampi fries for the rest of the day. Anybody who's not in the UK, I hope you don't know what scampi fries smell like. They can be a bit fishy.
I think I've just seen a most beautiful piece of blue glass, and it's right down there.
Now can you see what Nicole's pointing at? It is actually a lovely piece of blue glass. I think it's a piece of blue glass.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a milk of magnesia bottle or something like that.
We'll grab that up now, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk backwards and have a wee look down here. Now we're going to leave that as nice as it is.
Yeah, I've got a blue bit, that's fine.
But we are going to take this, I think, because that is a beautiful wee pendant shape.
Do you know what it looks like? Like the hull of a boat. So we found a sail and a hull.
It does actually a wee bit, yeah. If you can see what Nicole means, that looks like I guess the top. That would be the bit that's above water. This would be the bottom of the boat there. Yeah. Let's swoop that up because there's a few potentially very cool things, and I'm trying not to stand on any of these things as I go. Oh, there we go.
At this.
Let's grab that then.
It's a bit difficult to get out there. Oh, it's a beautiful piece of sea foam, really thick as well. That's
got to be a bit of a cod ball. Now the first thing that I think is kind of really interesting, I'm going to pull the camera back so that we can do, can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it. What is it? Is it plastic? Oh.
Yeah, I think, you know, I thought if we were really lucky it might be glass, but I suspect, I fully suspect that is plastic.
It's a beautiful flower though.
It's just a flower. It's just a lovely little flower.
Oh, and is it plastic or glass?
It feels plastic to me.
Oh.
Now, one thing that we're not going to do here, I can see a seam there and it's far too light to be glass, so it's plastic, but it's still very, very pretty, and it's the kind of thing that might appear in a wee shadow frame as a piece of art. So we'll see whether that does or not. Let's grab that up. It's a nice wee piece of plastic. Now there's a couple of other things, and I suspect Nicole's almost stepping on one of them. You'll probably see there's lots of wee bits of glass around here. There's a wee bit of glass over there. There's a wee brown bit up there, and I think that's an agate as well, isn't it?
Can't see it. Oh right, yeah, I think that might be one. Okay, that would be the first one of for today. I think that's really cool. Oh, actually, I spotted one just down here. I'll put it right next to that because it's slightly different. Look.
There's another one.
Oh.
And they're all very different. Anyway, let's grab them. I think what we want to do at some point a little bit later is we do want to get up the other end of the beach. Can anybody else see the heart shape there?
Oh yeah. Romantic.
We'll grab the heart. I'll give that to Nicole. There's still something here that's very cool, and I've kind of lost sight of it, so I'm going to swoop around here. Do you know what? I've started a sentence about 4 times and I've changed subject, and I'm about to do it again. Now here is, I think, a potentially really, really cool find. But I'm not sure if that is also plastic. What do you reckon?
Well, I don't know, given the colour, it could be a really old bead. It kind of looks like it wants to be a coral or something like that. And I'm always really excited about a bead. I can't believe we found this right next to that turquoise bead.
Now, the turquoise one was plastic. This has the potential to be a fair wee bit more, a wee bit more special. Is that grammatically reasonable? I'm not entirely sure. If you just swoop that up, we'll take a closer look at that in just a second, and I shall finish the sentence that I started about 3 times. Now, the last time we were here, we were looking for agates, and we were right up there underneath the lighthouse. And the chap that lives in the lighthouse said, oh, you know, you don't want to be here if you're looking for agates. You want to get yourself up to where the bridge is there. So one of the things that we're going to try and do today, I say try as if it's that hard, but we're going to take a long stroll all the way up there, and hopefully, unless we dilly and dally, we're going to get up to the bridge and we're going to see if he's right. You know, are all the agates up there? That could be the question for today's video. Could be, where are the agates? Kind of like where's Wally, except with a much more geologically significant subject matter. What do you reckon? Yeah,
I think that's a fantastic idea. We've been meaning to go all the way down towards the bridge, and I think today is the day.
It's a funny thing though, right? Because we've just found that lovely bead. We'll take a look at that right now.
Yes.
But just before we do, see, I'm changing subject again, folks. Can't help myself. I just caught this at the corner of my eye. There's me talking to Nicole, and somehow that pops into my field of vision. So we'll have that. Let's have a closer look at that wee bead though. Well, they're very cool. We found 2 beads there and that tiny wee piece of blue. Now, just a minute ago, that little red bead almost flew off Nicole's hand when the wind hit it. So I think that confirms your worst suspicions that it is in fact plastic, right?
Yeah, but you know, a bead is a bead, and I do love beads no matter if they're glass or plastic, so we're taking them both and I'm really happy with them both.
Okay, let's head up the beach. I'm not sure if you heard that. It's kind of typical. Every time I stop to do a wee bit of B-roll, Nicole finds something that I would have liked to have got on film, but I didn't. Now that was one of the lesser found Smarties lids. That's one of the things that we were going to say when we first got here, was that, you know, we want to get right up that end and see if we can find some of these agates. But down here, and amongst all these stones, what we tend to find, we find lots of glass, lots of beautiful blue glass, some really interesting little agates, and interesting wee sort of like almost wishing stone type things like that. But we also find an awful lot of plastic rubbish, and one of the things that we like to find most if it's plastic rubbish is a wee Smarties lid. So Nicole's found one, but the real question for us is it a repeat? Is it one that we'll have to try and find another Smarties lid collector to swap with? Or is it one that we don't have yet?
I don't know. It's a half lid. I've taken a picture of it and I've not flipped it over, so I don't know what letter it is.
Okay, so
it's always the anticipation. What letter might it be?
Let's have a look. Now Nicole's deliberately keeping that in shade for you.
It's a Z.
Oh, that's cool. I don't think we've got a Z.
No.
I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. Don't put it under. There you go, it's a Z.
That's really cool. I don't actually think we do have a Z, so that's very cool.
It's one of these really odd letters, right? You know, I mean, if you're dishing out the letters, then Z is the one that you would hope not to get. But in Smarties lid collection circles, yeah, I think a Z is a real find. So we're going to swoop that up and get on up the beach.
Okay, let's go.
Now Nicole missed something. Nicole missed something that Nicole would want to see. Do you know what you missed?
No, but I found the coolest plastic piece ever.
I bet you have found a cooler bit of plastic than you have.
Okay.
Unless yours is a giraffe. If yours is a giraffe, it's cooler than mine.
No, mine looks like it's the Eiffel Tower. What did I miss?
Let's have a wee look and we'll see. Now I can see two things here that are really quite cool. One of them Nicole's going to want to find, and she hasn't seen it yet unless I hear, oh, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, I think it's quite bright. Yeah,
it's quite bright, it's quite yellow, and it's quite obviously another Smarties lid.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, do you know what? Today is a day for obscure and rare letters.
Oh, what is it? Is it?
It's a V.
Oh, a V.
I don't think we've got a V either.
That's very cool. This is turning into a Smarties lid hunt.
Now, I'm doing that so that I hope that brings a V into better definition. It might not. You know, this is back to the days, not very distant days, where I ask all the time, is it better in the shade or out the shade? In the shade, out the shade, in the shade, out the shade. But I think today it's probably better in the shade, to be honest. But there you go, there's a wee yellow V.
That's very cool. I'm going to put my find right next to it, and then you can tell me if my find is better.
No, it's not better. Of course it's not better. This is a Smarties lid. So you, I mean, what? Oh, is that better? Do you know, weirdly enough, this is going to sound really obscure, but anybody who doubts what I'm about to say, I'm trying to get this to stand up properly. There we go. It's a very cool find. To me, it looks like a Papua New Guinea, and at least Highlands of Papua New Guinea cult house entrance.
Oh, okay. Well, so you're going to have to insert a picture of that.
I might insert a picture of that. It's very cool. If you're looking for a building that has a similar sort of like shape to that, you could look at the Central Bank of Papua New Guinea. I'm sure that has a similar kind of design, unless the government removed those. I'm going to get into some weird anthropological discussion about the appropriateness of ancient, well, not ancient carvings, but kind of culturally significant carvings in a modern state. Yeah. Let's have these anyway. Enough of that conversation for the minute. Do you know, that might be bone, that might not be plastic.
You're right, yeah.
Now here's the other thing. It looks to me like that's been part of one of these paste jars.
Oh, it's quite big for that. I think it's maybe a bottle, maybe from a Dundee lemonade brewery or something like
maybe,
that.
but you know, people did eat a lot of paste.
Yeah.
It was a main staple in the diet, even when I was a wee boy. We ate a lot of paste back then, folks.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't eat so much paste nowadays.
No.
But you know, those days might be coming back. I don't know. I like though, the wee wishing stone.
Oh, that's a really cute one. I think I'm going to have to take that one.
I think we'll have to swoop them up.
Yes.
And I think we'll also have to turn our attention and our feet. But before we do, Craig changes the subject yet again. What's that? What is it?
Oh, what is that?
It's a circle.
Oh,
is it a shell that's been cracked, or is it something else?
I think it's probably plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, more plastic for us to take off the beach.
Yeah, well, let's have it. You know, I mean, we can't take all the plastic off the beach, but we can take the wee bits and bobs that we find. If that turns out to be interesting or visually significant in any way, we shall take a closer look at it. But for now, though, you can see it seems to be that we haven't actually made a great deal of headway on our mission to get up to the bridge. Do you know what? I think this is maybe going to be 2 videos. It's going to be the video that they tried to get up to the bridge, and that took far too long, so it became its own video. And then there's the video of us actually at the bridge, where we get it together and we actually go up there, and instead of looking for smarty slits. What do you reckon?
I think you're probably right. That's usually the case.
It is, isn't it?
So let's get a move on.
So here we are looking back close to the ground. No, honestly, this time we're going to move it.
Now I'm just going to have a look up here in the shingle, and you can see there's some driftwood here, and I've noticed back there that there's a pile of driftwood. Now if you didn't know, that is usually an indication that somebody is going to come back and collect said driftwood when it's dried out, because it's great for firewood and also for lots of art projects. So if you see driftwood piled up, don't take it away, it's somebody else's. I know it sounds weird, but that's the secret rule of driftwood. Now I've just spotted something, and I'm not sure if this is actually a piece of pottery. I don't think it is. No, it's a beautiful, beautiful pebble, and it kind of looks a bit like it has a bit of green glaze on it, but it is a pebble, and you can maybe see that it's really nice and shimmery. Well, I don't need that pebble. And there's a white piece of pottery. We're going to leave both of those behind, and we're going to have a look and see if there may be a couple of pieces of really nice sea glass tucked away in here. It's a bit of plastic, looks like it's a cotton hook. Well, we'll take that. And well, there's another bit of plastic, so maybe this is just going to be a little bit of a plastic special. That also looks like plastic, but it's not. Oh, it's a natural thing, it can stay here. Okay. What's this? A couple of pieces of really nice sea glass down here. There's a bit of sea foam, and that looks like it's more white maybe. And then there's a brown piece right here. I'm going to put my plastic pieces here. So another couple of pieces. This is green. That looks fairly new. Oops, I'm going to overreach. There's another bit here. There's quite a lot of sea glass here. Once you actually sit down close to the ground, always lots more pieces than what the eye usually sees. Now, these are frosted, as we say, but they're not super frosted. So what I mean by that is that there's a bit of a shiny edge here, and it still feels like it's relatively new. Now, a really good piece of sea glass that is very, very frosted almost feels like it has another layer on the top. And you know, we always get asked well, about sea glass and what it means frosted, and what if you find a piece that isn't as well frosted. And I always like to say it doesn't matter, just if you find it, you love it, you take it home, and there's never anybody that can tell you that you should have left it on the beach. We tend to leave these pieces on the beach because there's a lot of sea glass around here, and we just don't need it all, and we like to leave other bits behind. Now this here is a bottleneck, and you can probably just make out that there's a little there's some shiny indentations here. Now that's because this bottle used to have a vulcanite stopper inside, and that's unusual because it's a clear bottle. So there must also be a vulcanite stopper somewhere around this area.
You can probably see we've got quite a way to go yet before we get up to that bridge. Nicole's decided to have a wee look in amongst this these rocks here, and I think that's a great idea because we know from experience that areas like this where there's, you know, all these rocky outcrops, right, bits of glass and all sorts of things get caught in amongst the rocks or just behind them, and what we can see as well is there's a load of straw or hay or reeds and a load of driftwood up there as well, that's all collected up here. So it's quite a promising area to search. Now I just saw at my feet when I looked down here this massive, well, I say massive, it's not massive, but it's quite large. It's a metallic object. It looks like it was a nail or a pin, or I don't know. What do you reckon that could have been? Not sure what that could have been part of. It has a big, like a boat head. It looks square headed, so it was maybe like a rivet or something. But that's, I often wonder, you know, thinking about the rail bridge that used to be here. That was a wee bit up the river from here though, but I often wonder when I see metal objects like that if I had anything to do with that bridge that ended in tragedy. Anywho, we'll leave that. I don't think there's anything we can do with such a large metallic object. And what I'm going to do, so Nicole's down over there, she's just climbed in behind that driftwood. I'm just going to have a wee look in amongst some of these rocks here and see if there's anything that I can find.
Okay, what else can we see? I can see there's a green piece sort of right there. That shade of green is newer, unless it's a poison bottle, but it usually means it's from a relatively modern beer bottle. And this is a really nice piece of white sea glass. It's got the perfect pendant shape. I'm going to take that piece. Okay, what is that? That's a really unusual shape for a piece of glass. Can you see it? Just there. It's very strange. That's really pretty. It kind of looks like a shell, you know, like a big bucky shell itself. I think I'm going to have to take that. What's that? Bit of plastic. Okay, any piece of plastic helps. And I guess one of my favourite pieces of plastic to find are pieces like that. Odd that, isn't it? But it looks like it's a little bit of a film roll. And I remember having films with 24 or 36 exposures, and you just, you know, that was your media back in the day when you went on holiday. You probably remember that. And I always wonder, oh no, it just flew away. I always wonder what was on this piece of film. And there's a piece of really interesting with writing on it. So I can see an E, off, and a little bit on the bottom there. I don't know if I can identify this, so if you know what this was from, I'll try and insert a picture, a bit of a closer picture, and then you can maybe help me identify this piece. Really like to find that piece of film again, but I've also just noticed that there's a cool piece of pottery down here, and it has a really nice wave on it just on the bottom here. It's looks like the edge of a plate, and it's got a green transferware print on it, and it's got a slight scalloped edge there. Don't think it's be anything on the other side. No, that's plain. That's a nice piece. I'm going to take that. now I'm going to look where that little bit of plastic film is. Okay, you're coming home with me. I need you for a project. And just before we get going, I'm going to have a look at this, because I think, is it a heart? Can you see a heart shape? Kind of looks like a heart. I'll hold it against the water. So you think that's the heart of the sea, maybe? It's really big. Very nice piece. Okay, I'm gonna go and have a look and see what Craig's been up to. Can you see it? I've just spotted something and I'm really excited about. We're wondering, can you see it?
Quite obvious, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty bright.
Yeah.
Very bright colour.
I know, it'll glow under UV light as well, as most of these things do. That's
because fishies have a different spectrum of sight than we do. There you go, oh. You can see that now.
There we go.
Very cool, very bright. Very, what's that? That's like very 80s colours.
Oh, neon yellow.
Kind of.
Yeah. Neon yellow, neon pink, and neon green. Those were the three colours. I think they're coming back. Quite tempted by that.
Let's have that then.
Yes.
Oh, it's bigger than we thought.
That's cool. Well, sadly, we're not going to make it down the way to the bridge, but that gives us a reason to come back here, and then we'll definitely go down to the bridge. It only remains for me to say thank you so much for watching, liking and commenting. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a minute to subscribe. An extra special thanks goes out to everybody who's been supporting the channel through Etsy and through your Ko-fi donations. And remember, we've got a monthly giveaway on Ko-fi, and the details how you can take part are in the descriptions. Now, we'll see you next time.